when you give a presentation, it's their presentation, not yours. It's always the audience's presentation. Now, think of a presentation as a present. If I want to give you a present, it's your present, not mine. And so I need to make sure that I know you so that I can buy something that you like. A presentation is very similar. When you give people a presentation, it's their presentation, not yours. And so you need to make sure that you know your audience, definitely before you open up PowerPoint, but also before you start thinking about your key messages. Your key messages depend on the audience. So, in practice, how can you do that? Here is the very first thing we do when we work with our clients. We always start with what we call the ABC of preparation. ABC, audience, burning needs, context, which means that before you do anything else, you need to take some time and ask yourself some questions about the audience. Who are they? Their burning needs. What do they really need? What do they expect from your presentation? And also the context. For example, is it one-to-one? Is it one-to-many? If it's one-to-many, how many? Is it online? Is it in person? If it's online, what tool are you going to use? How are you going to use it? How and when are you planning to interact with the audience? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that if you don't do that, then you can't create a great presentation. You can. But the risk is that you develop a fantastic presentation, but for the wrong audience. For example, some time ago, we worked with a client. Her name is Marie from Paris. Marie is an executive. She's an expert in leadership. And she was invited by an association in Finland to give a talk about leadership. And she was super excited. It was one of the first international speaking opportunities. And so she prepared really well. She knew her message. She told us that she had prepared 50 beautiful slides. And then also she practiced properly. So she was ready to go. She flew to Finland the day before the conference, then arrived there on the day half an hour before the audience because she wanted to make sure that she had time to set things up. And when she was about to connect her laptop to the screen, she realized that there was no screen. So a little bit of panic, she went and asked the organizers, assuming that they would say, "Oh, sorry, Marie, now we are going to fix this for you." But what they did instead was they started laughing. They started laughing. And so she says, "Why are you laughing?" And they say, "Look, Marie, you want to show 50 slides, but actually you've been invited to give a talk to the association in Finland of blind people." Blind people. Now, I know it's an extreme example. It sounds like a bad joke, but it happened for real. You see, Marie was very well prepared, apart from one thing. She didn't know her audience. She didn't even take the time to translate the name of the association from Finnish to French, and she would have realized that perhaps there was no need to have 50 beautiful slides. So, what does this mean for you? If you want to make sure, you should want to make sure that your next presentations are relevant to your audience, then before you do anything else, you need to start with them.